What's up, guys? Good afternoon. A couple of videos back I give you guys a video with my progress of going back to full bolt on. Now, as you guys know, I had some issues with a rounded bolt on the drive shaft and a seize bolt on the cats, which prevented me from taking the driver's side cat off, and ultimately I have not been able to install my downpipes in my drive shaft. I tried again yesterday for a few hours. I couldn't get it done, so now I'm really at the mercy of the shop. So tomorrow morning we're heading down to AMS. They're going to get it done for us, and we're also going to retune the car while we're there. And yeah, the engines, if you guys want to ask, is it broken in? The car has like 1,000 miles out, 1,000 miles now on the new block, so I'm not too worried about it. So we're probably gonna do an oil change and yeah, get her tuned and be ready to go. But other than that, let me give you guys an update on what's done so far. Let's go in here and pop the hood real quick. I was able to. Did I forget my keys? Oh, my keys are over here. Embarrassing. I did put in the coolant expansion tank, which, by the way, took me 5 minutes to put it in, considering that I've done it a couple times now. So let's see what this engine bay looks like today. It's hot as heck outside, guys. It's like 90 degrees. So coolant expansion tank is in. Click the video link above, the card above, if you want to see the install of this or the video where I talked about this part. But yeah, guys, the blow valves are in. I just got the catch can, which is in that box right there. I haven't done that yet, but we will probably be doing that sometime later today once the weather calms down, because it's 90 degrees and it's about 15 degrees hotter in here. So currently in my trunk we have downpipes to install in the drive shaft. So that's all going to AMS tomorrow in the morning. We're going to be there first thing to get this done. By the time you're seeing this video, it's probably going to be the day of or the day after I got it done. But I'll be back on 93 octane tuned, which I'll be happy considering where this car has been before and everything that I've been able to do with it. So I'm really excited to give you guys some more content as far as mods go, but there's not a whole lot left that I can do to this car other than the 85, which I've already have done. But we'll go back to that in the future at some point. But for now, this is all I'm going to do to the car. So let's actually fast forward to tomorrow where we're headed to AMS. So it is almost 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm about to get some gas right now. We're going to hop on the highway. It's about a 270 mile drive, about 3.5 hour, 4 hour drive. So not the most easy drive, but it's early in the morning, so there should be no traffic. And let's get some gas real quick and we should be on our way. Just an update for you guys. I'm about 2 hours away now. I'm about to stop here to get some breakfast, but it's finally daylight outside. And I thought it was gonna rain, but it looks like it may still rain. There's a really dark cloud up ahead. Not sure how good the camera's gonna pick it up, but it's probably gonna rain. Every time I come here, it always rains quite a bit, and I hate it because the drive home is not that far. So yeah, 2 hours away. Let's get some food and then we'll head over to the shop. If you know me personally and you know my channel, I've always talked about the ultimate goal for me. I know to some this may not be a whole lot, but to me this is pretty much the ultimate goal. A Nissan GTR R35. I don't really care what year. Well, let me rephrase that. Anything over 2012. I like the revised front end a little bit more, and the new ones obviously look a lot better, but this is the end goal for me on my channel. It is a Nissan GTR. I always wanted 1,000 horsepower GTRs. This is like, I couldn't even know that they were actually physically possible to run 1,000 horsepower. So one day maybe we'll get to own one of these, and maybe something like that to tow it. Amen. This is AMS is actually F-150 that they actually have on their Instagram, showing the ads and towing the Q60 you guys always see. Pretty cool truck. So I know they're getting to that platform, but something like that, that'd be cool. That's an Alpha 9. I believe R8. Yeah, it's an R8. Really nice car. It's in the President's parking spot. But look at these carbon fiber wheels. I don't know if the camera can do it any justice, but look at those carbon wheels. Sick. That is pretty. Different lights in the car. Let's go back inside. I'm waiting for my lunch to show up. It is hotter than hell out here, and they're in a team meeting. They're eating, getting their lunch on. I need to do the same, so I'm waiting for my lunch to show up right now from DoorDash, so catch you guys shortly. What's up, everyone? We're actually here at AMS now. I've been waiting for a couple of hours and I actually came in with a couple more issues than the ones I previously stated in regards to the downpipe bracket having a seized bolt and the drive shaft bracket having a strip bolt. So they were able to get those parts on, the mechanical parts done. On the way down here, I plugged in my ECU Tech module just to check if it had any parameters available on the stock tune, and I noticed the charger coolant temps were showing at 300 degrees almost, and apparently it's a bad sensor. They don't have one here, but it shouldn't affect with the tuning, I'm being told, so I'm going to try and replace it when I get home if it doesn't affect with anything. Hopefully I don't have to rebleed the coolant system. Otherwise I'm going to have to take it to somewhere where they can rebleed it for me. Other than that, we did have a bad O2 sensor, which they replaced for me as well. So they're having a team meeting right now. Once they get done, I think my car is going on the dyno, and we should see what kind of results we make. It should be around mid 400s, around 500 torque, I'm guessing, if the car is happy. But it's really hot today, so I won't hold my breath. Either way, I'll be happy to get it tuned again. So let's see what we make. What's going on, everyone? And we're finally out of here. I got here at AMS at 8 a.m. Central Time. It is 4 p.m. Central Time Zone, but guess what? All of my issues were taken care of. Everything got done. The car's tuned. This car just makes power under any weather. The conditions today were 88 degrees Fahrenheit and 71% humidity at the time of the dyno. The car made 455 wheel horsepower and 509 foot-pounds of torque. It feels amazing. So I'm on my way home right now. As soon as I get home, I'm gonna put out the dyno plot and show you guys the dyno graph and explain a couple of things that I think you guys all need to be. Alright, so before I get you guys to the dyno plot from today, I'm gonna show you guys the different dyno plots that I've been through over the last couple of years, or a year and a half with this car. This dyno plot, it has the first one that I ever got tuned on. It was just an exhaust intake heat exchanger car. It made 450 and 485 torque. As you guys can see, this was like back in March. Actually, the date's not on here. This was back in March of 2017 or 2018, sorry. And it was 60 degrees out. I can't remember the humidity exactly. If 450, 485, the car was making decent power. This was when first ECU Tech first picked up this platform, and tuning has come a long way since then. But the car ran great then. On this power level, I think I was able to get it in the summertime to like an 11.7 at the racetrack, which wasn't too bad. It's an all-wheel drive car, so that's where I was in the beginning. Let's move on to the next one. This was in the fall. It was around 60 degrees, that same as well. I think it was September. This was when I installed the AMS intakes and the drive shaft to see what kind of difference it made from the first time that I was in the dyno. The 449 was just an average of the few runs that I made that day that I made 450 on, and then the 459 is what I made with the additions on. I know there's a note that says the difference between drive shafts, and it was mostly because of the intake that was installed. As you guys know, the AMS intakes do shine mostly after 45 to 5,000 RPM is when they really pick up power and torque through the entire range. I mean, the drive shaft being swapped out for a one-piece, you kind of get some of that drivetrain loss back a little bit. So that's the difference that you're seeing on this graph. The weather was about the same. Humidity, I really couldn't tell you guys. I don't remember. But all in all, the car ran 11.5, 11.53 at 120 miles an hour. After this dyno, just after these two parts were installed, the intakes and the drive shaft was added on. Now fast forward, as you guys know, I was on full E85 earlier this year before I had the motor swapped. And if you need to know the details about the motor swap, go check the card above. I explained in the video what happened in a certain way. Don't go into detail for everything, but yeah, that's the video for it. So this is what happened. I did the pump gas tune. It was in March. I think it was around, I'd say it was around 70 degrees that day, 65, 70 degrees. It was a pretty warm day. The car made around 450, 505 on pump gas, which is an average of what it makes on pump gas anyways. I don't think we tried to go too deep into the pump gas number since we were mostly worried about the E numbers anyways. So we stopped there, and then on the 85 it made an average of 495, 496 wheel, and about 523 torque. And that's where we left it at. So I think the car made really good power at that level. It was running 11 ones before I really even got to put the new set of tires on it, tires and wheels set up on it. I think it would have gone a 10 at the racetrack, no problem, but all I kept getting was 11 ones at 124 miles an hour was the best pass that I was able to get. Now, as far as today, this is where we're at. The car made 455, 452. There was a couple runs that were added there for the graph. And 509 torque, 505, 509 torque. And you guys may be questioning, what is that dip here in the beginning of the graph? Well, that dip right there, I don't know if you guys all pay attention to the Facebook group pages, but on the VRTT page, there was a post by Sam Barrows. He's one of the, I think he's a director for Nostrum Energy. He actually explains that these cars actually run on a high side pressure fuel first. And this is a clear example of that in the beginning, where the car between 2,000 and 2,500 RPM, the tuner had to kind of lower down the torque and horsepower numbers there because it was peaking the fuel pressure up so early on that he had to lower down a little bit. So these cars actually run out of high pressure fuel first before they even run out of the low side. The low side is kind of towards like the higher RPM where you start to run out of pressure, but this is on a 100% stock fuel system, and just kind of shows you guys you know, where you're at if you're at a 100% stock fuel system with both towns and the tunes. So I'm actually pretty happy with this. You know, my other graphs kind of had the same dip in a certain way, not probably as heavy as this one, or as, you know, as big as this one. The car kind of gains almost 150 torque and 500 RPM, but I'm okay with that. The car runs and feels amazing. There's a lot of people that actually have a similar graph just simply because of the high side pressure is running out of fuel before the low side. So the fact you need a low pressure fuel pump a lot of the times first is a common misconception on these cars, unless you're really having fuel pressure due to tuning. It's the only time you really would even need to consider one. So just this goes to show that a 100% stock fuel system car can get it done, guys. This is not, I'm not making this up. Stock low pressure, stock high pressure, none of that. Nothing has been changed. This is a 100% stock fuel system. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the tune, guys. The car feels amazing. It's nice to have a faster car again. I was tired of getting my butt kicked on the street every time I got lined up next to somebody. So I'm glad that things are working out now. I'm gonna leave it on pump gas for a while. So I guess if you got to this point in the video, I can give you guys the good news or bad news. The bad news is the channel name is possibly going to be changing to something else. I don't know exactly what it is, but here's the reason why. I am moving to Dallas, Texas. Yes, this is officially going to happen. I'm moving to Dallas, Texas. My job has offered me a position down there that I am going to accept. So if you guys are in the Dallas area, I know I did a Dallas meetup, kind of a coincidence. Some of you guys, I gave you the hint what was going on, but yeah, it's happening officially. I don't know exactly what the timeline is going to be from this date on, but I think in a couple of months I'm already going to be in Dallas. So I look forward to seeing you guys there, being part of the Southern crew, and maybe give me some suggestions for the new channel name. Since I'm no longer going to be in the Midwest, I feel like that I'm still early on in YouTube that I can change it since I'm going to be moving and make it something else different. Doesn't have to do with the fact that I'm going to be in the South, but feel free to drop a suggestion in the comment section, and of course it will be considered. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the channel. I miss this car so much being tuned, and like if you liked the video, subscribe if you haven't, if you're new to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next one.